Good evening, family. How you guys doing? Hope you guys having a good day. We're gonna just talk about this one story. I promise, one story. Okay, so we're gonna give people just a few moments to get on, and then we're gonna jump right in and get on it. Okay, and yeah, this is getting out of hand. It's what we're gonna talk about. It's getting way out of hand, and the fact that these people are just trying to normalize this foolishness is on a whole nother level. And you know, here we ain't gonna be tiptoeing around here, so we're gonna get right into it tonight. Again, thank you for joining us. All right, we're going to give it about another, I would say, a minute and a half. We're going to give people about a minute and a half, and then we're going to dive right in, okay? All right. I think we're gonna just go ahead and get started, and whoever comes in, they can just catch on up then. But again, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you had a great day. Happy Monday to you, as it's Monday's coming to a close here, and we are quickly coming to the end of another month, the month of March. There will be no other March 2023s ever again, and we're quickly coming to the end of it. Just a quick note, for those of you who follow us over on mybondtube.com, I actually uploaded a video. I'll put a link in the community page a little bit later. I uploaded a video. It's somewhat of an addendum to the series that we have done or are doing in the middle of Who in the L Are You Following? And I uploaded a video. It's about 20 minutes long. It's some other situation. It's some other stuff that's coming up, man. I tell you, I was just reading and I was just like, well, I mean, it's all coming out now. So anyway, but yeah, so yeah, I uploaded that. I actually added that to our Linktree page. So, but yeah, so just about 20 minutes long. So I just wanted to let you know about that. But let's go ahead and get right in. First, let me just tell you about this real quick here, in case many of you don't know, because I know I don't really talk about this too much. I don't know, man, just, be juggling, man. This is our Samba Tree Linktree page, our Samba Tree Linktree page. Now, I'm bringing this up because this page right here is where you're going to find links, not of obviously to the store, right, to Samba Tree, but you're also going to find links to articles. Tonight I'm going to be adding links to some very important articles, that cover topics that, that should be important to us. So we have an informative articles section. We also have, these are like the videos, documentaries, documentary section that you may, videos/documentary. So it'll be videos that we've done, but also links to very important documentaries. And I'm going to be adding more to that tonight. So I'm just letting you know ahead of time, that I'm going to be adding a lot more to it. But this section here is the section I really like. And this is the free book section. So all of these right here that you see on your screen, these are free books that you can download. All right. Free books here, like Herbs for Stress and Anxiety, a celebration of herbs for the South African garden and home, Joint Pains, a guide for success and herbal remedies, Flavors of Africa cookbook, a spicy African cooking from indigenous recipes to those influenced by Asian and European settlers. Alkaline herbal medicine, reverse disease and heal the electric body, unraveling AIDS, the independent science and promising alternative therapeutic therapies. I guess I'm saying that right. Classic Jamaican cooking, and it goes on. I'm going to be adding a lot more to this. Okay, so tonight, yeah, keep your eyes on this page here because I'll be adding a lot more resources. This is going to be like a free resource page. Okay, so anything regarding your health and all of that, if it's quick videos, if it's documentaries, if it's publications, things like that, you'll find it right here. I put the link already in the chat. That's for our Linktree page for Samba Tree. So if you're watching right now, and you're like, okay, what's the link to it? Just look to the chat, and you'll see that I put the link there. And make sure you bookmark that. And there is a feature here where you can actually subscribe. So anytime we upload something, you'll get a notification letting you know that we just added something to the page. Okay, that's for Samba Tree. This one right here is for Journeyman and Woman. Okay, so Journeyman and Woman. This is the all of our links, to everything that we have uploaded thus far. In terms of like recent. I don't have links to all of our videos, but this is a latest media section here. So podcasts and stuff, I still got to catch up on the podcast and put links to the podcast on there as well. We have let's see, the video platforms that you can find our stuff on. I have not been keeping every video that we upload on this platform. It automatically gets uploaded to BitChute. And I'll tell you, I have not been monitoring that. I have not, because I have like a ton of comments there. BitChute, if you're not familiar with BitChute, yeah, that's a kind of an ultra right situation over there. And these folks over there be kind of racist, whatever, but I don't be paying them no mind. And, but neither here or there. I mean, I haven't gotten any problems with the host, that hosts that platform. It's just another place I can upload my videos and have things backed up there. So we got that. Okay. All right. It came. All right, good. I have to show that. Did the other one, anything else come? Okay. Let's see, documentaries you should check out. Okay, so yeah, so I'm gonna have this is a section here for documentaries. I'll be adding a lot more documentaries here as well. So that's gonna be my focus tonight, is making sure these Linktree pages are updated. Okay, so that's gonna kind of be my while I'm eating dinner, I'm gonna be trying to keep all of these updated. Okay. We have a health broadcast. So, the broadcast we did with our dear sister Journey, who's a licensed when it comes herbalist, and so we had a very good conversation there. So yeah, if you want that out, you can check that out. And here are all the series that we have done. Okay, so you can check those out on teaching series. The stores, of course, and then you have for those of you, this is what we've been doing here, has been a blessing to you, and you would like to return that. We really appreciate that, but you don't think we ain't gonna be leaning on you to do that, okay? But here are the options here, okay? So I just want to make it so that there's no confusion here. So this is just our general PayPal account. You also have the Cash App. If you don't have PayPal and you want to choose Cash App, you have that. This right here, support for BondTube. That if you want to contribute specifically to BondTube, there's a link specifically for that. Okay, so that's that. But let's say, for example, you want to contribute to BondTube, but you don't have Cash App, because this will go to this BondTube. I'm sorry. This link here will go to you PayPal. So if you have PayPal, if you don't have PayPal, but you would like to contribute for BondTube, then what you can do is you can use your Cash App and you can contribute that way. But make sure you indicate in the note field that this is for BondTube, okay? If you're wanting to give specifically to BondTube, you have that option. Okay, you can just do that. Just make sure you earmark it. But if you just want to contribute, just a general contribution, if you want to do that, then you got PayPal here, and then you can use Cash App. Okay. All right. So hopefully that makes all sense there. I just wanted to share that with y'all right quick. Okay. All right. We're going to switch over here. My son, I didn't know this because we did order these. I forgot. But on Chalk Stock, we have these wonderful mugs. It just came. Oh, man, I hope I can zoom in a little bit. So these coffee mugs, we have these, just saying this is for grandma. So I'm going to send this to grandma. So grandma, if you watching, I'm going to send this to you. All right. So for our grandparents in the house, we have this over on chalkstock.com. And so we wanted to order a little demo and just make sure it is what it is. And it came out wonderful, actually. Came out really nice. So we're going to have right now we got about 4 different mugs on there too. You can check out. We're going to be adding a lot more on over there as well. Okay. So check that out. Again, that's chalkstock.art. Okay. I'll just bring the page up so y'all can just see, because, sometimes people don't, they got to see the visual. So I'm not going to, let's see, chalkstock.art. Bring this up very, very, very quickly. All right, so that's it right there, chalkstock.art. You go to cards and accessories, and here you go right here. So we got a selection of cards. All these cards here are blank, by the way. We're going to be adding some, we're going to be writing in, some very encouraging words and things like that, okay? So we got all of that. All right, so yeah, so that mug there, we got it right here. That's the one I'm holding in my hand. All right. So let's go ahead and get out of there and let's get right into it. Again, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate each and every one of y'all in the house. And let's go ahead and let me put the link in there for the link tree for for Journeyman and Woman. Okay. So there you go. So I put that in there. All right. I know that's a lot there. So that's why we make these little special pages for you, so you can kind of figure out where everything is. All right, so I want to jump right into it tonight because, as someone mentioned in the chat, we're going to be talking specifically about this situation, just a little bit, this situation down in New Orleans, in Nashville, and about this shooting. And, it's quite interesting when you hear about a school shooting, when you get to the point where you hear about a school shooting, of course, there's a part of you that's, it's like, dang, it's almost you get numb to it. You know what I'm saying? But you should not get numb to it. I mean, this is really should not be a scroll away situation. I mean, anytime you hear about a school shooting, because that's children. You know what I'm saying? So it should never be like that. But I can understand why for many people it can be, especially if your children aren't involved. But the fact of the matter is, when there should be an alarm that goes off on every person when you do hear about, children being attacked. I don't care if the children are in our community, black folks community, white folks community, Asian community. It doesn't matter to me, at least it doesn't. But when you messing around with children, that's just a whole nother level of wickedness. And that's something that across the plane, it's not something we should just get used to. But because these things keep happening over and over again, it's kind of hard not to, in such, to a degree. And so, but this one here, what's kind of stuck out to me, I heard about it initially. I was doing other things like every other day, but then it kept coming up, and then it mentioned a woman. First, they said it was a student. That shot up a school. It was a female student. And I was like, that's kind of odd. A female student, because you don't hear about that. But yeah, they said it was a female student. That was the first that was the first one. That was the first thing that came out. But then later on, then I was like, okay, when is this picture? When they gonna show the picture? When they gonna show the picture? Then the picture came up, and I was like, okay, that looked like a dude. And yeah, so it's a man. This is a man. Okay. So they want to say, oh, it's a woman. First they said, okay, so let me rewind here so we get this right. Because I saw this with my own eyes. First they said it was a female student. Then they said it was a woman. And then later on, once this picture came out, then they drug it and said, oh, it's a trans woman. They went through this whole gamut because they were trying to figure out how they were going to report it. I don't know how in the world this even got reported as this was a student. I mean, this is a grown person right here that I'm looking at on your right. Right here. Right here. That's a grown person. So I don't even know how they came to that conclusion. But anyway, so here you go here. So they said pastor's daughter, 9, killed alongside 2 schoolmates by transgender shooter at Nashville Christian School. As head of school, 60 custodian and woman, both 61 are named as remaining victims. All right. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate. All right, so I want you to see what prompted me to do this video, because I try to like space our lives apart, to give people time to kind of catch up on things. But this one right here, I said I need to do a video on this. But I want to take you through this video. So you see this here, right? Female school shooter in Nashville. They say female. See how they're reporting this? Female. They didn't say trans. They all over the place with this. First they saying trans shooter. And then over here they just call it straight up female. So anyway, so I'm clicked on this, right? So I'm gonna click on this. And I want you to take a look with me. We're gonna go through this article together. Female school shooter in Nashville is just the 5th in history. Incredibly rare attacks date back to 1979 when teen girl said she killed because I don't like Mondays, inspiring Bob Geldof's hit record, which I don't know anything about. Anyway, so I'm just going to scroll through here. So this is the individual here. All right there. All right. So this is the individual. But let's go ahead and continue here. I'm just going through here slowly. No, actually, that's not. Wait a minute. Or maybe they were born. She was born, or he was born in 96. Okay. All right. Let me go on here. Let's continue to go through here. All right. Teenage shooter in 1979. Keep going. Keep going. Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Now, how's a black woman gets pulled into this? How a black woman get pulled into this? Wait up. What? 23-year-old opens fire at technical college. Okay, so they're talking about Latina Williams, and 23, in Louisiana. Wait a minute now. I thought it was about this person. Why you bringing her into the picture? Oh, let's continue. That's a fluke. What? Here's another one. Tia Wembley was just 15 years old when she fatally shot Amanda Collette, also 15, at Dillard High School. Wait a minute. How you bringing another? So here you got a man that's pretending to be a woman that murdered several people at a school. Instead of you keeping the story about this individual here, you got to widen the scope to start bringing in black people in this. Black folks ain't got nothing to do with this. But you see how they do? So they had to, in order to offset what this wicked person did, They had to go all the way back to 1979. Was it 1979? Where was this took place? They had to go all the way back and find some other black folks who did something like that, similar to that. Yes, someone asks, is this Daily Mail? Yes, it is. And Daily Mail, yeah, is a very racist paper, by the way. I'll say it. They do this all the time, especially with Prince Harry and with Meghan. Now, you can, whatever your opinion is about Meghan, it's irrelevant. And just like my opinion is irrelevant as far as I'm concerned about Meghan. I told y'all about these actors and actresses and these, big whatnots. I don't care about them. I don't. But I saw how the British press is very racist. I don't care what anybody says. I mean, our press over here is racist too. Don't get me wrong, but the British press is definitely racist all day and all night. And I saw how they just was digging deep on her. Like there's a picture, and I will get back to this in a moment, but there's like, for example, today I had the Daily Mail, I'm scrolling through. They had a picture of Michelle Obama. Again, don't care about these folks. And, they are currently they're down in Australia, her and Obama. They're down in Barack Obama. They're down in Australia for some kind of $250 plate thing or whatever, things that they do. Right. And so, after a long flight like that, you're going to be tired. So they took a picture of Michelle Obama getting off the plane. And, you ain't going to be smiling and beaming with joy. You're going to be tired. And so she was looking all haggard, and they just put that out there. I said, gee, I wonder if they would have done that with that, whatever her name is, the princess, one of the princes out there. They never do that. But for black women, they going to do this all day. They're going to do that for her. And I know some of y'all thinking, she ain't no woman, she a man. I don't play into that, okay? I don't care what your opinions are about Michelle Obama, whatever, I don't play into that, because that is an old trope that that's come out of white supremacy and portraying our women as men, and I don't play into that. Okay, so if you got the receipts that it's true, then put them out there. Otherwise, I ain't playing in that, not over here. But anyway, but I'm just getting back to this. But yeah, I've said all that to say just how racist, particularly the British press is. But again, I'm just showing you this ain't got nothing to do with these people here. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Up until today, nobody was talking about Latina Williams. I mean, when that happened, that was a long time ago. It was still wrong, but my point is, why are you bringing them up now? Or Tia Wimberly. Why are these individuals in the same sentence as this person right here? Why are you bringing them up? What they got to do with it? Yeah, so I just wanted to show y'all that. Like I said, I ain't going to be on it too long, but I definitely wanted to show you that because I'm sitting up here like, what? How is this even? How are y'all bringing this up in the same sentence? But again, I wanted to, my other reason again is to say it and continue to say it with a full chest, like people say. These people out here that are trying to normalize this behavior. When we're talking about transgender people, that is not normal. You're talking about a mental issue. This is a very mental issue here that we're dealing with. And you got these people make a beeline, many of them, not all, to be fair, not all of them do, but many of them make a full beeline right to children. They make a full beeline to children. They want to start doing all these shows, strip shows and stuff like that. They want to train these children on and try to sexualize these children and all of that. And this is supposed to be something that it's it's normal. It's normal, and they want you to accept it. And if you don't accept it, then it's something wrong with you. There's an article that I found. They said if men don't wear, what is it? I got a screenshot here somewhere. I got a screenshot. I got to show you this. Let me see if I can find this right quick here. Where is it here? If I can't find it, I'll just tell you basically what it said. But the article, okay, hold on. Let me see. I can find it. Hold on. Stuff is crazy, man. Let's see. Okay, let me see if I can come up. Give me just a moment here. Okay, here, it's right here. It's right here. Let me see if this is another one. It's two of them, actually. Let me show you this. Men who look more masculine when they wear makeup, study shows. Men look more masculine when they wear makeup, study shows. One study has found that men look more masculine when they are wearing makeup. The findings show that male faces are rated as being higher in attractiveness when presented as wearing makeup, as well as having an increased perceived masculinity. I told you exactly what this is rooted in. Guess it's time to get the guy liner out in full force. The study, originally published in PLOS 1+1, set out to examine whether the positive effect of makeup in regards to women can also be extended to male faces. To go about answering the question, researchers Carlotta Batries and Hannah Robinson got together a group of 20 men who they photographed twice. The first shot showed the individual without wearing any cosmetics, while the second showed the same man donning makeup was applied by a professional makeup artist. Carmina was told to sort the 20 men out with some super subtle makeup without making it too noticeable that they were wearing it. The paper details that it was instructed to increase skin homogeneity, decrease facial contrast, and accentuate the bone structures without it being too obvious that the targets were wearing makeup. This is what they're doing, family. Yes, this is all related to this shooting that took place with these children today. They said, think a no makeup look or whatever. And so anyway, they go through all of this pseudoscience or whatever. They put it up there. And here's another one here. Scientific study shows men are considered more attractive when wearing makeup. And then they quote the same stuff. So this is what's out here now. And so this is what they're pushing on, not just the children, because these people are making a full beeline to our children in these schools, a full beeline in these cartoons. There's a cartoon that's out too. I would play a clip of that, but I ain't trying to get no flag or anything like that. But it's a clip that was featuring, it's a cartoon now, that features some pony or something like that. And the pony was like, well, I want to be a man. I want to be male, but I just want to be me. I want to be me. It was that kind of foolishness. So even in these cartoons, there was I sent something to somebody on here, not recently, because one of the things, and I'll put this in here on BondTube. One of the things we're doing, and they're still getting it together, but one of the things we've been doing, and a big shout out to the couple that's doing this, and you guys know who you are. What we've been doing is trying to figure out a schedule, and they're gonna get it together. Where We're going to be showing cartoons, children's educational shows, things like that, and try to do that on a regular basis, so that you that have smaller children, if you want, as parents do, particularly this day, you in the other room doing things, and you want your children to be engaged in something that's going to, build up this, without them being dumb. So we have a whole library of things that we're going to be streaming in the very near future, so that you as a parent have an option to do that without any commercials or things like that. Because there was something I sent to somebody. I can't remember where it is now. I can't remember. If I had it, I'll show it to you. But it was a case where, and I've heard, and this is not the first time, where parents sat their children down right here on YouTube, and they have like the YouTube Kids, and in between the YouTube Kids segment, I think I know where it is. It was an ad that came up that was not savory for children at all. I'll just put it that way. So they slip stuff in all the time in these, in this stuff that's out here, and that's why we said, listen, we're not going to complain about it. We're going to make sure, we're going to let it be known that no, that's not acceptable for what we want, and we're going to go and we're going to build our own thing so that we don't have to be bothered with that. And that's what we did on BondTube. And again, thanks to everyone that helps with BondTube on that. But these people are after your children, and this right here, this particular story here we're talking about, as far as this shooting is concerned, for those that are just joining us, we were just talking about this shooting that took place down in Nashville. And how initially when this story came out, they reported it as it was a child, it was a student. Then they said it was a woman. Then after they said it was a woman, then they finally said, oh, it's a trans woman. So in other words, it's a man pretending to be a woman. But if you look at the article on your right, they're not saying trans woman. They're just saying it's a full female. And then when you look at the article, I'm just catching people up who are just joining us. When you look at the actual article here, again, this is a tragedy. This is a tragedy that happened down there in Nashville. And it's about one individual that is insane. That's crazy. And instead of them just keeping a story on that, they had to go back into history and bring up black women who did it. Now, what the heck does that got to do with anything? What do these women got to do with this man in a dress or whatever, pretending to be a woman? What does that got to do with anything? What do we have to do with this particular situation? And this should be a warning again to people out here who are joining that life, and you're joining these organizations, and you think that these organizations are about the protection of you. They're not. They will throw you. You will be the first one they throw under the bus. And that's a classic case in point right there. Has nothing at all to do with us. But yet they found some kind of way to squeeze that in there. Two black women that had nothing to do with what this shooting took place at this school. And this person was 28 years old. Like, I still trying to figure out how did they even come to say that this was a child? Initially report this as a child. Okay, so this is it right here. This is the person here, I guess. It said Audrey Hale was killed by police less than 15 minutes after opening fire inside a Covenant school in the Tennessee capital. Okay. So this is the individual right here. And this is his LinkedIn profile. And see, this should be a fair warning. This should be a fair warning to all of our people out here. If you are part of any organization, if you're part of anything right now that has opened the doors to people like this, and it's children involved, or better yet, just your life involved, we gonna talk sense here. Let me talk sense to you for a moment, okay? I know, we're in a world today where we got to make everything acceptable. I'm old school, okay? So let me just talk to you for a second. If you come across someone that is saying that, but inside I feel like something else, I'm not, even though I was born this way, but inside I feel something else. Let me just say something to you, okay? Let me just talk to you for a second, okay? As a blast from the past, okay? A voice from the past, okay? Because people don't really talk like this anymore for some reason, but I will. If you are encountering someone like that, that is someone that is in serious need of help, okay? That's someone that's in serious need of some serious professional help. That's not normal. It's not. And many years ago, I actually did was in a debate with someone. It was a Washington, D.C. newspaper. And this person, they said, this was like many years ago. And it was a debate. I did it over a blog or whatever. And, and they really tried their best it was a white woman pretending to be a man. And I, went right in. I talked about it from a scientific perspective. I went in all the details and I explained even then, just like I do now, I was doing it even then. For me, I'm not going to talk about how do you feel? No, I'm going to look at this thing medically and scientifically and what it does to a person psychologically. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's how I'm going to look at it. And then from there, we can talk about your emotions. But we're going to talk about that first. We ain't going to talk about how you feel at the moment. I want to talk about what you're dealing with right now. What is going to happen if you engage in that? I'm going to tell you that. All right, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. If you make those changes to your body, what's going to happen to you psychologically? And I don't have to be a doctor or medical professional to tell you that. I'll go to those who are licensed and repeat what they say, and they'll tell you the same thing. And so anyway, yeah, someone said, is this a Christian school? Yeah, it was a Christian school too. So who knows? It was probably some history with that. But anyway, so when this kind of stuff, when you encounter somebody who's about this life, you can still show kindness to them. I am not an advocate of hunting these people down and doing any kind of harm or anything like that. I don't believe that at all. I think that's very wrong. I think at the end of the day, you treat people the way you want to be treated, until they give you a reason not to. That's kind of how I am. So when I see people that are in about that life and I'm out and about, I just keep on doing what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? They don't bother me. I don't bother them. It's just like anybody else. You know what I mean? That's how it should be. I mean, it's very simple. It's not hard at all. But if you give me a reason not to, if you get up in my face, now that's a whole nother, you done open up another chapter 10. Okay. You jump right to chapter 10 on that one. But anyway, so when you see, but at the same time, I'm not going to sit down and think that I can have a regular straight conversation with you if I'm looking at you and saying, wait a minute, clearly something is off here. Something is very off here. You understand what I'm saying? And so what I'm telling you is when you do see that kind of stuff, when you do see people like this, especially around children, I mean, you should automatically be like, oh, no, I'll get my children up out of here right now. Nope. Get my children up out of here. Come on, babies. Come on. Nope. Well, man, wait a minute now. You're not being too kind here. You're not being sensitive. Oh, yeah, I'm being very sensitive. I'm being extremely sensitive right now. And right now, if you keep pushing me, I'm going to be even more sensitive. Okay, so no, my children going to come up out of here. You understand what I'm saying? So again, that's what you're dealing with. So this ain't something this story here, it shouldn't be any surprise to anybody. Someone said they don't need professional help. They need spiritual help. Let me go a step further. They need both. Because you can get spiritual help, but you also need professional help. Let me talk about that. Because see, the one thing, and I'm not pointing you out. You cool. All right. So, but I just wanted to use this as an example. I'm glad it's a great point. The one thing about getting the difference between professional help and spiritual help is, for example, there are many of our people that go to these pastors who aren't licensed and don't have a history of success in areas of marriage and in area of sexual confusion. They don't have any professional experience at all with that. But yet, as a pastor, they believe that they are speaking from a place of authority just because of a title. And I've seen many pastors give advice to couples that are about to go Splitsville, and that couple ends up going Splitsville because the pastor doesn't have experience. All he can do is sit up and give some nice words or whatever as a pastor. Do you understand what I'm saying? And we need to stop doing that. We need to stop telling our people to go to these people who don't have any experience. So therefore, what you need to do, find out people. There are counselors out there. There's a great couple that we work with very closely with, and we've told you about them. We brought them up many times, who are not only believers in the Most High, but they're also professional too. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, we do need the balance of both, having that, yes, spiritual as well. Like today, someone that reached out to me or whatever, and I asked some things on, as far as spiritual. Now, based on how they answer those questions, at that point, now I can say, you know what? Here's someone that you may need to go to who's professional and can help you with those other deeper issues. Do you understand what I'm saying? You never, and that's where the unfortunate things has happened that many of our people have fallen for that kind of foolishness. So we have many people who are in the church world or even beyond that believe that, like in the case of, someone who's, I think I'm sexually confused, that kind of thing. Those are real things. You do have people out here who, because of things that happened in their past, now they're something else. Now they're portraying to be something else. It's a combination of both. There's spiritual issues that need to be addressed, but there's also some very psychological issues that need to be addressed as well. And some of the things as well is diet. I'm not going to say it's all diet, but diet also plays a role into that as well. That's where you need a professional that can look at the whole thing and be able to make those decisions and guide people out of there. But the bigger point here is this, family, again, we are the last stand, just so that we're clear here. You and I, we're the last stand right now, because this foolishness that they got out here right now, trying to normalize it and trying to make it seem as if it's normal for you to be like this and to be accepting of this, you better draw the line on this, because if you don't, that's it. There's nobody else that's going to draw the line. There's nobody else after you that's going to draw the line and say this is crazy. Like I said, again, I don't, this right here, what took place here, this shouldn't have been a shocker to anybody. Because you let these people come out here and doing full strip shows in front of children, sexualizing them. There's one video that I would never show. I thought about showing it. I was like, heck no, I ain't showing that. Where literally, I'm just going to tell you, it was a black man who's pretending to be a woman, and on the side of the stage, he had a little white girl stroking him. And she's up there like doing, whatever with her hands and all that. And he's pointing to him like, yeah. And everybody in the crowd and all that, like it was okay. Like this is normal. I mean, this is the kind of stuff, like I said again, this is the kind of stuff I'm trying to tell you that's out here. You may not see these things, but I'm telling you, this stuff happens a lot. A whole lot. And when I say we got to draw the line, even with some of the morning radio shows that you listen to on the way to work, some of these black shows, radio shows, they have a little trans guy on there, or a little, the gay, they always, each one of these shows always got to have a gay man on there. He's the one that gives the gossip, that kind of thing. That's not normal. That is not normal. Okay. Now, again, that's when you see someone. So we gotta, as a people, we gotta define certain things. That is crazy. Okay. You also got people who may not be sexually confused, but still are crazy. Do you understand what I'm saying? So we got to deal with that too. So so don't misinterpret what I'm saying here. I'm not saying people who are about that life are the only ones that are special and they need help. I'm not saying that. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that because that's a visual. You can look at that and say that's crazy. But you got a lot of folks who are walking around here who may not be about that life, but they're crazy. Do you understand what I'm saying? But we got to say, okay, at a certain point as a people, we got to say, you know what? No, that's crazy. Absolutely not. Under no circumstance, that's crazy. Like I said, like if I was somewhere and and you trying to have a normal conversation with me, I'd be like, you know what? With all due respect, I can't. I'm sorry. I can't pretend. My wife, she said, she was funny. She said, Dwayne, it's hard for you to lie to me. Cause she was saying like, when she talking about lying, like I'll say, if I'm pretending like, I don't know, it's something behind you or something like that or whatever. You know how, you in-house humor, that kind of stuff. Right. But she's like, it's just 2 seconds. I can see right through you. Cause you either cracking a smile or something like that. Yeah. Some people, it's just hard like that. So I'm just like that, just to let you know. Okay. It's hard for me to pretend like that. Okay. So if it's hard like that, just with the people I know, just imagine how I am if a grown construction worker class man, Fred Flintstone built man with a dress came and was trying to have a normal conversation with me. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I would be like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My phone's ringing. I didn't hear a phone. I did. I'm sorry. I got to get up out of here. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? I can't pretend. No. And see, we got to be like that, family, because see, they're trying to normalize this kind of behavior like it's normal. Now you watch, keep your eyes on this story, how they're going to cover it. They're going to say, see, what pushed this person to do that is, in the fact that it was a Christian school. Someone said, no poker face here. I would fail at poker. I'm completely fail at it. You just have to put a sheet over my face. I could not do it. Nope. So you watch how they're going to cover this story. Watch how they're going to cover it. And the fact that this individual went after a Christian school, I guarantee you how they're going to spin this thing. They're going to say, see, it's those Christians and, because you've been going so hard after these trannies and stuff, they're angry and, and if you go hard on them, they're going to retaliate and it's your fault, Christians. You know what I'm saying? No, that's crazy. Period. It's crazy. No, and it's not normal at all. And we're not going to accept it as normal. And like I said, this right here, I wanted to go on record, public record, y'all on some stuff. If you're going to sit up here, you're going to talk about this individual here, looking like someone from the 80s. And then all of a sudden in the same article, you're going to all of a sudden bring in black women. They ain't got nothing to do with this story. Not at all. Black women ain't got nothing to do with this story. How you going to bring them in there? Whole new different situation. I tell you, and this is the last thing, and I'm done. I told you I wasn't going to be on here too long. I tell you, even when I'm on social media and I see these dudes I'm talking about black dudes that will do like, it's like little comedy and they'll say, they'll pretend to be an auntie or a grandma and they got the wigs on. I just keep scrolling. I don't care. Someone may say, man, that is so funny. That's just like my aunt. I keep scrolling. Because I said, ban this thing. I'll flag it. That's right. I'll flag it. I'll flag your behind. Because the moment you start laughing at it, it means you accept it. Oh, Dwayne, come on, man. It's just innocent fun. I mean, they just pretended to be. Then get a woman to do that. Don't play like that. No. Flip Wilson, he started all this foolishness, right? It's blame Flip Wilson on that. But my point is that no, we should not, because that's how they do it. This is how they do it. And again, you go to the history of acceptance of homosexuality in the media. You know, it goes all the way back to, well, it probably goes back even further than this. Some of y'all old enough to remember the show Three's Company. You remember that? That whole narrative, the little gay narrative, they was floating in there and people were laughing and all of that. And then they were, every now and then, they were slipping in there, keep slipping in there. And it finally is normalized. The gay, the whole LGBT agenda was also happening in the black church. See, we don't talk about that one. You start them off in the choir. Well, you know, he's a little funny, but, you know, hey, listen, that boy can sing. He's anointed. And then you got the bulldaggers up there, too. Well, she can sing, too. Remember that song? Tragedy, commonplace. You remember that song? I forgot the woman's name. Yeah, she homosexual. Straight up. That whole church with the Hawkins family, that's a whole movie in of itself. All up in it, and up in Oakland. Oh, man. Some of y'all know. Yeah, they was the jam songs. Yeah, they were. Absolutely. But yeah, you can't tell me Walter Hawkins wasn't. But we just accept it, right? We just accept it. But you know, he can sing. I'm telling you, that boy can sing. And then, but nobody wants to probe into the deeper issues with this stuff. Because when you start probing into the deeper, how did it get to this point? Why are these guys up in the church? Why are they acting like this in the first place? Then you start digging and you begin to find out that it was the pastor, it was the first lady, it was some mother, because you got them old women too that get freaky like that with these children in these churches. Yes, they do. Not only in the churches, but in the homes. You got grandfathers, you got grandmothers. See, these are the conversations. That's what I'm saying. I can't have a whole conversation on YouTube about this. Maybe we'll talk about that on BondTube. But you got grandmothers, you got grandfathers, you got uncles and stuff that get down like this and mess these old children up. And they grow up, they have a song. The only way they can express themselves in a way that will give them some sort of acceptance is through music. And that's why a lot of them turn out to be singers, because they see the accolades that they get and they interpret the accolades as an embrace that they were a true embrace that they were missing, that grandfather should have gave them instead of giving them something else. And that's what happens a lot. And so we become accepted. We become accepting to this stuff. So we can't just sit up here and say, you know, that's just some white people over there. No. Yeah, it's white people. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That indeed. And we can go into that whole history too, as far as how they brought that stuff over. We can absolutely talk about that. When you look throughout African culture, many cultures and traditions, you will not see this very prevalent. It is there, but it's not prevalent as it was when the Europeans came in. We can talk about that angle. We can get into all of that, but that's a whole nother story. All right. We can definitely talk about that angle, but that's a whole nother story. But we got to talk about our stuff right in our own house and how we have become accepting to this stuff. Just because someone can sing and they can perform and all that stuff, and then we just become accepted to it. And because of that, little by little, next thing you know, one thing leads to another, to another, to another, to another. Oh, we can talk about the gospel music industry. Oh, we can talk about that all along. The stuff that was going on behind the scenes. A lot of these songstresses. Yeah, a lot of them, man, they may not been turned out, but their makeup artist was. We can have a long conversation about that. In fact, I did. Oh, this is an old video. Who was the guy? Uh, anyway, it was, yeah, it's, I remember, I can still see the slides right now. I did a whole thing. And where, years later, you don't hear about these people and you wonder what happened to him. Oh, yeah, he was addicted to porn and all this. I'm talking about, oh, yeah, James Cleveland. Don't see, I told you, don't get me started. James Cleveland. And see, James Cleveland, again, this is a dude that he's foundational to gospel music. You understand what I'm saying? So anyway, all I'm saying here, and I don't want to get too far off on the main topic, is this, family. You are it. There's nobody else. This foolishness that we're seeing right now, they have elevated now to actually physically going out and shooting these children. That's the next level. That's the next level of this foolishness now. They started off with the strip shows. Now they done moved up. Now they done moved up to this kind of stuff. Now it is going up to this foolishness right here. And what I'm telling you as I'm getting ready to sign off here is that you're it. That's it. You're it. You want to be a truth teller? You better start being one now, because if you don't start opening your mouth and telling people, nope, this ain't us, we ain't accepting this at all. We'll love folks. If you find yourself in a situation where you feel confused or whatever, we'll help you get the help you need. And it won't be something where you got to strong arm you or anything like that and get you around a bunch of men and we going to, get you, try to make you a man, in a few weeks or whatever. No. It's not about that. Sometimes you got to, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it takes time. You know what I'm saying? And you got to dissect, and it takes time. Like I say, you take some, that professional angle and also take that spiritual angle too. You know what I mean? It takes both. But we gotta be welcoming in the sense of, if you want help, it's here for you. Like we've always been like that. That's the one thing about our people. We've always been that. It's just got perverted. We've always been a welcome mat for people who want help. That's the one thing about our people that we can say. Well, a lot of good things we can say, but that's one thing in particular. Someone that truly needed some help. We have a long history of wanting to being a help to people, even if we didn't have much to help with. We have been a people that will try the best we can to help you. But what's happened is, in the midst of that help didn't come. The standards got whittled down to where we just say, well, hey, listen, you just going to be what you're going to be. Hey, look, young man, if you're going to switch, okay, hey, you want to walk with a switch, okay, that's fine. It's okay. No, it's not okay. But then with that young man, you don't go the other extreme and start strong arming him and, doing all that, because that doesn't work either. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we need. We need help in how to help, again, but help with truth. Because what you see on your screen right now, this right here is the new normal. And this should send all kinds of alarms to you right now, because what started off with comedy elevated to story time and strip shows. And now they're going to the school. Now you got this one going into a school with a gun. And don't think for one moment, family, that the fact that this happened in Tennessee isn't a coincidence. Is a coincidence. Don't think it's a coincidence, because Tennessee, as you know, they just passed some bill that said, no, we ain't going down for this. Talking about this whole lifestyle stuff in terms of, pushing in on children. I forgot what the bill was. I think it had something to do with them having the story time stuff. And they raising pure hell over this stuff. And Florida was the same thing too. Florida is the same thing. And be careful, black folks, even with Florida. Now, listen, because it's very, anyway, there's a whole lot I can say. But Florida, it's very funny to read about how the NAACP, they were like, hey, we're advising that black folks don't, out of the blue, out of like nowhere, we're advising that black folks don't even come to Florida. And I asked a simple question. I'm like, does that mean the NAACP, are y'all moving? That means y'all moving out of Florida too? Oh, of course not. I got land down here. Okay, then shut up. But anyway, The only reason why they're really raising their mouth about this is because Florida also is taking a stand too against this stuff. Now, don't think for one moment this translate into you got to vote for DeSantis and all this. I ain't nobody playing that at all. But I'm saying you who are listening to me right now, you're it. Do you understand what I'm saying? You're it. If you don't stand up and call this mess out for what it is, you're it. So goes the rest of the generation. Please take me what I'm saying to you seriously. Because what was, is comedy, it's gotten real right now. And this kind of stuff right here, it should serve as a firm reminder to you, it has gotten very real. And like I said, again, the fact that this happened in Tennessee, again, it's all political. It's all political. Unfortunately, the lives of children had to be put on the altar for this one. And they're going to try to explain it away, and they're going to try to blame government and all this other stuff. And then it's going to be the right versus the left versus Christians versus non-Christians. Don't get caught up in that. I'm saying you as a parent, you as an adult, who see and what I'm saying to you resonates with you. Your voice is it. And like I said, again, as far as YouTube is concerned, don't be surprised they come out with some policy. If you dare talk about these people, then you're violating good. Then that's why I tell y'all, then goodbye. Take it. I'm done. But we're going to tell the truth. We're going to tell the truth here. We're going to tell it over there. We're going to tell it everywhere where we are. We're going to tell the truth when it comes to this stuff. And we ain't going to dance around this stuff at all. We cannot, especially when the lives of our children are at stake. You understand what I'm saying? The lives of our people when they're at stake. We can't be sitting around here playing around, y'all. It's not cute. It's not funny. It's deadly and it's dangerous. And we just pray for the children that are, that have been, the families that have been impacted by this unfortunate event. And, but stay vigilant, family, when it comes to this kind of stuff. Stay vigilant, stay on point. Even if there's artists out here that you listen to that co-sign on this stuff, man, leave these people alone. Because none of this is, nah, we ain't down with this at all. Okay. Like I said, again, you can show care and concern for people, but you can show care and concern by telling them the truth. There's many people I've come across in my time that is about that life, and they know exactly where I stand. I'm not going to address, if you are a man with a dress, I'm still going to call you sir. If you are a woman with some work boots on and all that stuff on, I'm going to call you ma'am. I'm going to call you sis. You understand what I'm saying? That's it. Well, I'm offended by that. Well, then I'm sorry, but not sorry. Because I may be the only voice of truth that you may hear. I'm not going to play around like these other people are playing around with you. You need some help, sis and bruh, right? All right. That's all I have for you, family. Listen, you guys take care. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And I know there was some other things I wanted to mention, but that's it. I wanted to keep this on this particular topic here. Wasn't even planning on doing this tonight, but here we are. Take care, family. Love you very much, and I'll see you next time.